Hello and welcome to my hair tutorial. So today I'm going to be taking you through how I do this hairstyle. So I have a lot of really long, thick hair as I'm demonstrating here. So the first thing I always do is I put detangler on my hair and I just thoroughly brush through it. I really like the Tangle Teaser brushes. So now I'm popping my hair back. If you have a middle part, actually popping your hair back can actually be quite difficult. So I always take a brush as I'm doing here and I go through each side because otherwise, as you can see on that left hand side, bits of it are kind of bulging up. And again, I will continue to keep flattening it down. And then I very carefully put two bobbles. If you have really long, thick hair, normally I find at least one bobble just simply isn't enough. So I always double up on my bobbles and I'm being careful to not knock my hair and parting too much. And then I will secure it with hairspray. I really like Tresemme freeze hold hairspray, but you just got to find what works for you. And then I also use, I call them hair wands. They're kind of like for strays and flyaways. So from here, you want to kind of cover the top bobble with a plait. So I take an outside part. I also tend to spray it just so that I know that it's not going to be too wispy and difficult to deal with. And then from this point, I'm just going to plait my hair. This is a good time to remind you all, if you enjoy my stuff, please like, comment, subscribe, do all the things that you might feel comfortable with. It really helps out a lot in terms of engagement. Then I'm going to pop a bobble onto the end. So I use a different type of bobble for the end part because the thick ones that I use for the top part are just not right for this, in my opinion. And then from this point, I'm going to start wrapping it around. There we go. So I will just kind of really take my time, especially for this first one, because it kind of sets the whole thing up. So this is really difficult as well when you can't see, and the more you practice with your hair, the easier it is because you start to really sense where things are. I am grabbing grips here because what I also do is I actually grip the plait into my hair. Maybe there's other ways of doing this. Also, like, I'm not a professional hairstylist. I'm just someone that has really long hair that just tries to do fun things with their hair. So if you have any tips and tricks, please let me know. But yeah, I just go around and pin it and then I will spray just to kind of keep it in check. And then from there, I will rinse and repeat. So I'm really careful with the bobble kind of part, the bunch bit, to not let the bobble rise too much because as you go through your hair, especially if your hair is really long and thick, the bobbles will gradually start to rise. I'm also pulling the hair out of the bobble just to give it a little bit more of a poof. And then, yeah, I will go again. Make sure that you're really getting like a long part of your hair if you have layers, because if it is really short, it's not going to help. And here I am wearing my hair as a scarf, just because I find that if I don't separate my hair from the bit that I'm plaiting, my hair really enjoys hanging out with my other bits of hair, and I will gradually just start grabbing other parts of the hair that I don't want to be involved in the plait. So that's why I'm currently wearing it as a scarf. Again, there's probably other ways of doing it, but this is how I do it. Honestly, the worst part of this is the plaiting. It is quite tricky on the arms. So what I'm saying here is basically this end is too long in terms of like as a threshold. So what I'm now doing is a double plait in terms of the end. So I've kind of done it at one point and now I'm doing another part just to get it a little bit further. My lovely wig stylist taught me this that I have for my production, Susie Homemaker. It's just normal. People have got wispy bits at the ends of their hair, so as you plait down, you might end up having to stop a bit earlier than you planned. And then I'm going around again. As you're going down, something to keep in mind is that obviously the top part is easier to grip because you're actually gripping into the head of your hair, whereas as you're getting further down, you're kind of just gripping into the hair itself. So you've got to kind of get a little bit creative, and also you don't really want the grips to be super visible. So making sure that they match your hair, but also thinking about the direction that you put them in can really, really help you out. So yeah, I'm just working my way down. Is a lot of hair to deal with, and I also kind of got to a point where I'm a little bit fed up of not being able to find a lot of creators that do tutorials with very, very long hair. Obviously this is a very niche problem, but a lot of tutorials online people label as long hair or very long hair, and really it's mid-back, which I do understand is still very, very long, but it isn't quite what I'm looking for. There are lots of creators out there, but sometimes the tutorials I might find a little bit confusing, or their hair is different from mine. So mine is naturally very straight. So just do keep that in mind. All my hair is completely my own, so I don't have any extensions, and I also don't color my hair. So it's literally just as you saw it at the beginning, that this is my hair. So yeah, making my way down. The end is a little bit long on this one in my opinion, and I do try and like tuck and wrap it around. That's another method you can use as you're going down, is you just kind of tuck through the end. But yeah, I probably should have maybe done another like dual end on that. But you know, it's life. And also, if you want to be super precise with how big your bunches are, you absolutely can. But I tend to just kind of go with the flow. And also, as you're plaiting, especially if you have heavy hair, the bunches further up will end up getting smaller. So it's just keeping that in mind as you're going. Just keep kind of refluffing them, because they will gradually start to flatten, and then the bottom ones will look really, really big and the top ones will look really, really small. So yeah, we're almost there. We're getting there. Again, I've done the same thing as I did before, where I've just kind of brought it through. And then here we go. So this is a little tutorial. I would say that this is relatively easy. The worst part is the plaiting and the wrapping around. But if you have any tips and tricks, please leave them in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. It means a lot. If you have any requests, let me know. Have a lovely day. Bye.